intimacy is so much more than the physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's energetic. And we have boiled it down so incorrectly in our world to just the physical, when we all are wired to need all of these different facets of connection to feel the depth of love. Because love is so multifaceted and it's so pure. And as humans, we have so many ways to express and feel connected to the people and the things around us. And that means it's not just this physical, sensational experience, it is fully encompassing the emotions, the energetics, the intellect. And by doing that, we're getting everything kind of turned online to feel into the connection that we can experience, to really learn and to feel into what is in front of us, whether another person or an experience or a thing. And as living beings, there's this breath of give and take, of presence. And so actually so much of intimacy is found in silence. It's found in just being present without having to say anything. And so this is why when you sit with somebody and you eye gaze, which is a beautiful practice for intimacy, you will start to be able to feel the emotions they're feeling. You can send intentions through just your thought, through just your eyes. You can feel some of the emotions so deeply, so viscerally, without any word, without being able to quite literally like hear any of the voices in their head, but because you become co-regulated and entrained into each other's heart space. And this entrainment is something that we also deeply, like many may fear, but we also deeply want it. We all so deeply want that entrainment, to have somebody so attuned to us, but we don't have the skills to deepen into the vulnerability that requires, right? Because there's a deep vulnerability to sit with somebody in that full intimacy. And so as a world, we 222, as I said that for my angel number people, as a world, we have jumped to physical intimacy because of the vulnerability that being in the emotional intimacy and sometimes the mental intimacy or the energetic intimacy actually requires. It requires much presence, so much presence and so much attunement, that we jump to this physicality that has become a performance, when intimacy is not performance at all. It's so deeply being present with what is in front of you, without trying to read minds, but reading the energy, reading the presence of another person, of another thing. And so from a physical standpoint, why I always recommend the Erotic Blueprint from Miss Jaya is because so much of what she teaches in this quiz that you can take online, but also in her work, and there's a show on it as well, is that we have to really work to be present with another person and present with what turns somebody on physically. And it allows people to tap into this nature of energetic connection and emotional connection or mental connection that's just so beyond these routines that we get into. And so the moment that your relationship becomes mundane or routine, you lose the spark of intimacy, because there's this aspect of intimacy that's always ever changing. There's this aspect of intimacy that's so evolving, because there's so much presence in the now moment versus let's reenact what we did last time because that worked, or because I know that you enjoyed that date night, or I know that you enjoyed that activity we did. We need this like aspect of things being like novel and like new, because as humans we are wired to like love newness. There's this maybe fear around it at times, but at the same time there's like an excitement to like, oh, there might be something I haven't experienced in our souls, whether or not we understand this from a human level, our souls want new experiences because the newness of the experience allows us to see a different part of ourselves or understand a different part about love or another person or our capacity. And so love in the container of intimacy is one of the most beautiful ways to evolve as a person, to evolve as a soul, because we're allowing ourselves to be present with the newness in front of us and see and feel and know what that brings up in us, because it brings up emotion, it brings up different thoughts or beliefs, it brings up different sensations in the body, different energy. And so all of these aspects and facets of our mind, body, spirit get to teach us, get to be a teacher. And intimacy, because of the vulnerability of it, amplifies all of the ability to learn. And so if I could name one thing when it comes to what the real teaching of intimacy is how to be able to sit with the full range of our own belief systems, our own discomforts, our own emotional stories, and our own emotional suppression, and to really tune into what the body is saying as a result. What do I physically feel because of these beliefs? What do I physically feel because of these emotions? How am I physically walking through life because of that? How am I present with this energy? Am I able to hold it, or am I fighting, flighting, fleeing, and fawning away? How is my nervous system in the fight, flight, freeze, and fawn response? What is it doing with what I'm experiencing? And intimacy, due to its vulnerability, again, is just such an immense mirror. And so whether you are working on your intimacy with yourself, whether you're dating and you're wanting to build chemistry or feel into chemistry and intimacy with another, or whether you are in a relationship and are looking to really deepen your intimacy with your partner, look at it from a lens that you haven't looked at it from before. And look at my blog, or look at any of the resources from that month, of this whole month of February in the Secure Effect, and say, how can I deepen my intimacy with a new avenue that I've never tried before? What would it be like for me to do mirror work and to look at myself and to really see and sit with what comes up? To eye gaze with somebody else and say, wow, I am feeling so connected to you and feel like I just felt a part of you I've never felt before. Or to ask a question to somebody on a date that you've never asked, and just really been present with and curious of what is important to them and what makes them feel honored, or what ways do they want somebody to be present for them. How can I be present with myself to then be able to be more present with the people around me? Because we need to show up from more of a full cup. And so intimacy requires the presence of attuning to ourselves first, so we're not coming from a place of dissociation or from lack, and we can come from fullness to meet somebody else in their fullness, in their wholeness. And what a beautiful thing, right? Intimacy is so beautiful, and truly it is what all pure forms of life come from. So don't forget it.